Hey everyone. So, I decided I need to get going on some more DIY videos for you guys. But the trouble with me is that I like to get going on several projects and I'll kind of like bounce around between them. Like I'll work on one until I get bored with it or until I get frustrated with it, and then I'll move to another one for a while. And uh, that tendency really does not lend itself well to like consistently making DIY videos where I finish one project and then start on another. So, what I'm going to do right now actually is I'm just going to give you guys an overview of some of the things I'm going to be showing you in the future, hopefully. So, my other problem is this stuff can get kind of expensive and my income is kind of blah. So anyway, I'm going to show you some things I'm going to be working with soon. Yeah, sorry I'm such a mess for this video. My hair is kind of, I don't have any makeup on. I feel kind of cruddy and I'm a little out of sorts just because I was anticipating going to work yesterday. Actually, yesterday I wanted to go back to work, even though my follow-up for my hysterectomy, the appointment I have is on Wednesday, and that's when they schedule it. See, before my surgery, I was told by somebody at the doctor's office that I could come back to work right after spring break. But then after my surgery, when they were releasing me from the hospital, the nurse said, "Oh, you can't go back to work until you've had your follow-up appointment and the doctor releases you to go back to work." And I'm like, well, it's just 2 days or 3 days or whatever, so I'm gonna go to work anyway. And I went to work Monday because I felt just fine. Have not had any pain, any discomfort, any issues at all whatsoever. And so I went to work yesterday morning. I got there at 6 o'clock in the morning like I always do. I sat down to eat my breakfast burrito thing that I heat up at the microwave at the bus compound in the common room. And I went through all those motions. And I was about to clock in, like I was standing at the time, at the clock, and I grabbed my card and was gonna like put it down in the slot to punch in my time. And I was about to grab my key and walk out to my bus, but then my supervisor appeared, and he's like, "Ransdell, you need to come back into my office for a second before you hit that clock." I said, "Okay." So I went back to his office with him, and he said, all I need from you is your papers from your doctor saying that you're released to return to work." And I was like, "Well, Joe," I said, "well, I feel fine, and I'm not on my pain medicine, and I want to be here, and I need the paid working days." And he said, "Do you have the papers from your doctor?" And I said, "No." And he goes, "If you don't have that paperwork from your doctor saying that you're released to return to work, then I can't let you drive your bus." And then it kind of like struck me, and I felt really stupid because what he said made perfect sense. Like from his standpoint, obviously, he has people over his head who dictate, what he does. Rules are rules. And, if I'm out driving around my bus and I'm supposed to be on medical leave and I don't haven't been released by my doctor to return to work, if something happens while all this is going on, then it's going to be on him for not asking for that paperwork. He'll be in trouble for allowing me to return to work. So it makes sense, and I guess I just sucked it up and dealt with it. So, but anyway, yeah, I was home all day yesterday. I came home again today, and my appointment is tomorrow. So looks like I'm home tomorrow too, then it looks like I'm going back on Thursday, but anyway. So, yeah, my income is kind of shit right now, so, that's one of the reasons that my videos for you guys have been kind of far apart and few between with regards to the DIY and craft projects. So, but I can show you guys some cool stuff I'm about to start working with, just to kind of whet your palate a little bit. So hang on just a second, let me switch the camera around, and let's talk about this over here real quick. So, as you can see, I cleaned up a little bit in here. It's neat and tidy now, and so yeah. So anyhow, these are spider legs. Almost a year ago, it was my boyfriend's birthday in June, and I wanted to make him something. And so I made him this huge bedspread, and I sewed on a giant spider web onto it. Was a black bedspread, and I sewed on a giant spider web with some silver stuff. I think, yeah, this is it. This is what I used. This like shimmery silver stuff. So anyway, I wanted to make a spider, and I got around to making the legs, and which are basically it's wire hanger with old strips from an old t-shirt wrapped around it, and then I took little kids' Halloween tights, and I cut each of the legs in half, and then sewed it up, and then stretched all four of the different little, I guess, tubes or whatever onto the spider legs. So yeah, so this is with this purple and black stripes you see here. This used to be little kids' Halloween tights. And so yeah, and of course I bent them into shape, but they're spider legs. And here I have some black t-shirt remnants that I'm going to use to create the spider body. The reason it's been taking me so long to complete this project is because I think maybe I bit off a little bit more than I could actually chew with regards to engineering and creating the spider body. So, I mean, it's just been kind of difficult, and also the legs kind of got put away for a while, and I just kind of forgot about them, and then I realized, you know what, I need to finish this because he's got the bedspread, and I want to give him the spider too to go with it. So that's something I'm going to be working on. So as we come over here, I've got some t-shirt patterns, some t-shirt prints I've cut out. This came from a shirt that was really big. I found it at the Goodwill, but it was so big that I couldn't wear it, so I had to cut it, like trim it down and sew it so that it fit me. And actually I ended up messing it up. Actually, I made it a little too snug and I couldn't wear it, and so I finally was like, you know, I'll just cut it out and put it on something else. But I mean, if you're a Star Wars fan, obviously you can see who this is. It's Admiral Ackbar, and his famous line in Return of the Jedi is, "It's a trap," hence the Chinese finger trap. So, when I was wearing this shirt, actually, I got a lot of compliments on it, and he's in very good condition because I only wore him like 3 times. So, yeah. There's Admiral Ackbar. And here's another t-shirt that I really didn't wear at all. I didn't buy it for the shirt, I bought it for the print. Obviously this is the album cover for Nine Inch Nails, the album Pretty Hate Machine. And I got a sleeveless shirt. It was a sleeveless shirt at Hot Topic, and it was like on clearance for like $5, and it was the wrong size. It was like a small or something. Obviously, I'm a little pudgy, I can't wear a small. But I bought it anyway because when I was working at Hot Topic as my second job at the time, and so I got the employee discount, and I ended up getting this shirt for like $3.50 or something, and I'm like, that's pretty fucking badass. So I went ahead and got the shirt, and yesterday I cut out the print, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this. I'm thinking about sewing it onto a pillow because it would go perfectly on this pillow here. Hang on, let me find it and show it to you. This pillow right here. Just a basic, like, faux suede pillow. And one side you can see it's got this little stitched pattern going on here, which is pretty cool. And I was going to sew the patch onto the plain side, so that way, if I want to, like, if, you know, I can display the patch. If I want to, I can display the patch, or if I don't want to, I can just turn the pillow over, and there it just looks like a normal, traditional pillow. So that's what my plan is for that. All right, and here we have a dinosaur, a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and he came from a t-shirt made by that company, The Mountain. They make like the really cool like tie-dye shirts that have like the really cool animals and stuff going on them. So, but I ordered that from The Mountain, and I ordered it like really huge because I thought I was going to turn it into a dress. But then I decided that I didn't like the shade of gray. You can see the backgrounds, like this charcoal gray, and on the picture in the computer when I was looking at it, when I was shopping for it, in the picture it looked a lot darker, but then when it arrived, I was like, oh man, this is lighter than I want, so I don't want to wear it really, because I like to wear pretty much standard, straight black. So what I'm thinking about doing with this is I'm thinking about getting seat covers for the inside of my car, and I'm thinking about sewing this dinosaur onto a seat cover. So, it will definitely be challenging because he's got quite a bit of, you know, the perimeter. I mean, I'm sure if I measured all this and counted out the inches, it's probably pretty long. It's like it's at least 5 feet, maybe. But his coloring is really good for, would lend itself well to being a seat cover in my car, because my car is this, like, sort of froggy sort of green color here. So, yeah. But, yeah, he's pretty cool. And I did save the rest of the shirt, though, because I think it will lend itself well to something. I just don't know what yet. And it's that was like a lot of really perfectly good material to throw away. Being that I had never worn it, it hadn't been washed, it's still crisp and new, so there's really no reason to throw it away. So I did save this charcoal colored material from the rest of the shirt. So, alright, now let's go over here to the jewelry box, and hopefully... Let me see here. Okay, nope, it's not in there. There's the thermometer. I've been wondering where that was. Okay, not in there either. Let's see. Hopefully I can find what I'm looking for. Nothing. Another one of my ball chain necklaces. Let's see. Here it is. So, this is another Hot Topic find. As you can see, it's got this, like, fold, this bend on either side, and I can't get rid of it. And it really bugs me because it looks kind of ridiculous on my neck. However, the hardware in the back, get it unsnapped. Oh, also the snaps come undone really easily. Like, if you just look at it the wrong way, it just falls off. Like, the one time I did try to wear it, it ended up on the concrete, and the person walking behind me picked it up and handed it to me, and I was like, oh my god, motherfucker. But anyway, on the back, as you can see, the hardware, all you need is a flathead screwdriver to remove these spikes. And so what I can do is I can remove the spikes and salvage them and use them to create a different necklace. And so what I am going to have to do, since I don't have any vinyl or leather on hand at the moment, I'm going to have to go to the Goodwill, and I'm going to have to buy like a cheap ass, like, black, like, vinyl or leather jacket and cut it up. So, which is actually kind of, you know, kind of good, because then I'll have a leather jacket again to work with, because actually those cheap leather jackets you find at the Goodwill, there's so much cool stuff you can do. I mean you get leather, and you can create something leather from something that only costs you like $10. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And for those of you who are wondering, I do in fact have in my possession a leather punch. So that this little tool makes life so much easier. As you can see, it's got this tooth on it. It's hinged, and the tooth goes through that little hole, like so. And it punches a hole in the leather, so you can apply hardware, or you can thread something through it, whatever you need to do. So, yeah. So that's one project. So, well, I think that about wraps it up for now. Yeah, I did some straightening and some organizing. And I've got my, like, needles and straight pins hanging from hooks here. And oh yeah, I'm gonna try to make a choker out of this material pretty soon, if I can get around to it. Put that down on a solid surface so you can see it a little better. But yeah, it's just basically like this, like, just a real fine lace with these little shiny plastic studs glued on or melted on. I'm not sure how they make these things, but it's easy to cut through, it's lightweight, easy to work with. It does have a tiny bit of stretch to it, but not so much that it's going to be a pain in the butt to work with, because some stretchy material can be very difficult to work with. And so I'm going to try to make a choker. In fact, I could probably make like 2 or 3 or something, and maybe sell them, I don't know. I could use the money, definitely. So, yeah. So that's what's happening in my corner of the world right now as far as my projects and things I'm working on. So I'm going to try to get started on the spider, and the next video I think will probably be me working on the spider. No guarantees though, it just depends on what kind of trouble or whatever I run into. I also still need to do the video about melting the fabric to make flowers. Yeah, I promised that like a few videos ago and I still haven't delivered on it, and I apologize for that. But anyhow, oh, I hope you enjoyed this. So I hope it gave you something to look forward to, and I'll see y'all later.